Yes, Sirski. Can't let the poet gang. Listen, I know I haven't been posting. I know. Stop freaking bugging me about it. Now, I'm going to start posting, but until I get back on my feet, I'm gonna read a couple of chapters out of this new book my teacher gave me. It's called Now Why the Caged Bird Sings. Let's get to it. Okay, so guys, I'm just gonna scroll to the first chapter. And classmates at school, y'all can follow along. This could be a little audiobook for y'all if y'all don't want to read it yourself. When I was 3 and Bailey 4, we had arrived in a musty little town, wearing tags on our wrists, which instructed to whom it may concern that we were in Marguerite and Bailey Johnson Jr. from Nar Beach, California, en route stamps Arkansas, C/O, Miss Anna Henderson. Our parents had decided to put an end to their calamitous marriage. And father shipped us home to his mother. A porter had been charged with our welfare. He got off the train the next day in Arizona, and our tickets were pinned to my brother's inside coat pocket. I don't even remember much of the trip. But after we reached the segregated southern parts of Journey, these must have looked up. Negro passengers who would always travel with loaded lunchboxes felt sorry for the poor little motherless darlings and piled us with cold fried chicken and potato salad. Years later, I discovered that the United States had been crossed thousands of times by frightening black people children traveling along by their newly affluent parents in the northern cities or back to the grandmother's house in the southern towns when urban North renegade on its economic promises. The town reacted to us, and the inhabitants had reacted to all new things before our coming. It regarded us while we were without curiosity, but with caution, and after we were seen to be harmless, and children, it closed in around us. As a real mother embraces a strange child warmly, but not too familiarly, we lived with our grandmothers and uncle in the rear of the store. It was also spoken with a capital S, which she had owned for 25 years. Early in the century, Mama, we soon stopped to calling her grandmother. Sold lunches to the sawman in the lumberyard, East Stamps, and the seedman at the Cottonwood, West Stamps. Her crisp meat pies and cool lemonade were joined to her miraculous ability to in two places at the same time. Assure her business success from being a mobile lunch counter, she had set up a stand between the 2 points of a fiscal interested in supply the workers' needs for a few years. Then she had the stove built in the heart of the Negro area. Over the years, it had become the light of the activities in town. On Saturdays, barbers cut their customers in the shade on the porch of the store, and troubadours in their ceaseless crawling through the south leaned across the benches and sang their sad songs of brazos, while they played their juice harps and cigar guitars. The former name of the store was the W.M. Johnson General Merchandise Store. Customers couldn't find staples and good variety of colored thread. Mash for hogs, corn for chicken, coal for the lamps, light bulbs for the wealthy, shoestrings, hairdressers, balloons, and flower seeds. Anything not visible had only to be ordered. Until we became familiar to belong to the store, and it was to us we looked up in a funhouse of things where we attended had gone home for life. Each year I watched the fields across the store turn caterpillar green, then gradually frosted white. I knew exactly how long it would be. Before the big wagons would pull into the front yard and load the cotton pickers at daybreak to carry them and the remains of slavery plantations. During the picking season, my grandmother would get out of bed at 4 o'clock. She never used an alarm clock. And creep down to her knees and chant in sleep-filled voice, "Our Father, thank you for letting me see this new day. Thank you that you didn't allow the bed and I to lay on my cooling board nor blanket in my winding sheet. Guide my feet this along the straight and narrow, and help me put on my bridle on my tongue. Bless this house and everyone in it. Thank you. Thank you in the name of Son Jesus Christ. Amen." And before she had quite arisen, she called our names in an issue order and pushing her large feet into a homemade slippers and across the bare I washed wooden floor to light the cold lamp. The lamplight in the store gave a soft make-believe feeling in our world which made me want to whisper and walk about tiptoe in the odors of onions, or wouldn't be disturbed to the wooden odors of onions or agents and kerosene had been mixed all night, and wouldn't be disturbed until the wooden slat was removed from our door. In early morning air forced its way into the bodies of people who had walked in miles to reach the pickup place. "Sister, I'll have 2 cans of sardines. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna go work so fast I'm gonna make you look like you still standing. Let me have a hunk of cheese or some salty crackers. Just give me a couple of them fat peanut patties." That would be it for a picker who was taking his lunch, and those greasy brown papers of sack was behind the bib of his overalls. He had used the candy as a snack before the new sun called the workers to rest. In those tender mornings, the store was full of laughing, joking, boasting, and bragging. One man was going to pick up a couple of £100 of cotton, and another 300. Even the children were promising to be a home for the 4 bits and 6 bits, the champion picker of the day, before it was the hero of dawn. He prophesied that the cotton in today's field was going to be sparse and stick to the balls, look like glue. Ever listener would grunt in a hearty agreement. The sound of empty cotton sacks dragging over the floor into the murmurs of walking people was slicing by the cash register as we rang up 5 cents sale. If the morning sound and smells were touched with the supernatural, the late afternoon had all the features and all the normal Arkansas life. In the dying sunlight, people dragged rather than spend their empty cottons, brought back the store, and the picker stepped out of the backs of the trucks and folded down dirt disappointment onto the ground. No matter how much they had picked, it wasn't enough. Their wages wouldn't even get them to my grandmother, not to mention the staggering bill that had weighted down them on the white commissary downtown. The sound of the new morning had been replaced by some grumbles, cheap horses, weighted scales, snakes, skipping cotton and dusty roads. In later years, I was so confronted the stereotype picture of gay song singing cotton pickers was such an inordinate inordinate rage that I was even told by fellow blacks that my paranoia was embarrassing. But I had seen the fingers cut by the many little cotton balls, and I had witnessed the backs, shoulders, and arms and legs resting in front of the man's. Some of the workers would leave their sacks at the store and pick up the following morning, but a few of them had to take home for repairs. I had whisked them to sew it the coarse material under the coal oil lamp, with the fingers stiffening from the day's work. Into few hours, we will have to walk back to Sister Henderson's store, get vitals, and load again onto the trucks. Then they would have to face another day of her trying to earn enough money for the whole year, with the heavy knowledge that they were going to end this season as it started. Without the money or credit necessary to sustain a family for 3 months, in cotton picking time, the late afternoons revealed the harshness of the black southern life, which in the early morning had been softened by nature. Listen to grogginess, forgetfulness, and the soft lamplight. If you like my southern accent, you better give me that performance, because my breath is out. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm usually not like this on camera, but my breath is out. I know why the cage bird sings. That is so far a good book. It's just the story of Maya Angelou, but I love that. I love that. It's a good book so far. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I'm really just recording. I'm really just recording in the it's another room in my basement. Just recording. It's kind of quiet in here, but see y'all. That's all I got so far. Bye bye. Peace.